Hi there, I'm Juliana Carroll, and this is my sister and partner in Coffee and Tech, Lisa Jackson. Together, we are your hosts here at the Coffee Tech Talk Show, exploring anything and everything to do with work orchestration and automation.
Hey everyone, good afternoon and welcome back to another episode of Coffee Tech Talk. My name is Lee Jackson, and as usual, I'm here with my sister, Juliana Carroll. Say hey, Jay.
Hi everyone.
So today we have a very special guest by the name of Michelle Morales. But before I introduce you to her, I got to do some housekeeping. Please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that is Coffee Tech Talk, as well as across our social media on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter at Coffee Tech Talk. So with that said, can't believe it, we're already halfway through November. Can you guys believe that? And there she is in the matching blue, Michelle Morales. Say hello to everyone and tell us about yourself, what you do, what your role is, and all of those good things.
Okay, hello, my name is Michelle Morales. Recently, I switched over to Shelly Morales, so I'm kind of known by both. I have been in the alternative, natural, holistic field since I was 13 years old. I had no idea what even natural things were, what vitamins were, what holistic even existed. I knew none of this. And then I met my late stepfather. And at the time, I was very asthmatic. I used to be on a breathing epidural 3 times a day, oral steroids, and an inhaler. I was never permitted to do any physical activity through all of my schooling all the way up until 12th grade. It was back then, old school was like, oh, you have asthma, you can't do anything. So when I got introduced, to the naturopathic and the alternative and holistic, it really changed my life. Growing up, I always wanted to be a school counselor, more the medical side of things. But what I had seen the difference from being in this medical type of care, I wasn't getting any better. I was always struggling with weight, which I still do now, because of the steroids and stuff that I was on. And it's like, hey, I'm never getting better. And then I was showed a different way. And since that day forward, I have pretty much had a passion in helping others also reach a more connected way of helping ourselves versus always relying on the medical. Do not get me wrong. I love the medical industry to a certain point, because say if one of my children, I have 6 children, if one of my children were to get hit by a car or bit by a dog, I'm not going to bring them inside and start packing them with herbs if their legs falling off. I'm going to take them to an emergency room where there are trauma doctors, and they are going to do what they do best. But for preventative and taking responsibility in my own health and my children's health, I feel like that is in the hands and the responsibility of ourselves, not our medical industry. So with that, once I started college as a psychology major because I wanted to be a school counselor. And then when I found out that I had to do a speech class, I dropped out.
Funny how the little things like change the course of your life. Yeah. So I didn't even know any of this. I didn't know you were asthmatic, and I didn't know you have 6 children. You look freaking great. Are you freaking kidding me?
Well, I didn't know either.
We have, Devin will be 12 next week. So I have a 12, 18, 19, 20, 20, and 22-year-old.
Wow, that's awesome.
Girl, you are busy. You are busy. And then there's AvivaBleu. Is that how this all tied together? And and is that why? So tell us about that.
Okay, so AvivaBleu, originally the foundation of the company of now we've just, recently have rebranded to AvivaBleu, was established in 1972. Physically in a store, we were since 1982.
Wow.
And now with the new age, and I'm sure we are a little bit behind going online like a lot of people do, we were always very into word by word. Like, you know, a friend refers, a family refers. But just now it's able to reach more people in a very graphical area versus, you know, having to come in one-on-one to see us at the store and get help over the counter, or to book an appointment with me for a consultation. We can now help more people than we ever have before, which is exciting. It's a little different. I'm very untech savvy, so I'm excited to actually be able to, you know, really move forward with helping more people in a, you know, much easier way than we have been in the past.
So you still have your store, yes?
We do have our store. We are in the middle of relocating.
Okay.
And we just got our contract for our architect. And that's like the really exciting part, because it's even better than building a home. I've built a couple homes before. So, you know, it's like, oh, you try to nitpick, but this is just like, ooh, like, you know, for me, when you build a new home, it's like you can't wait to have people come over and be like excited, but no one's ever as excited as you, you know, because they don't live with you, thank God.
Right.
But with the store, it was like creating an environment and something for the public to come into. It's just a whole nother high of energy that I get to have fun with. Picked our granite, you know, tops and our flooring. And it's really exciting to be able to offer a newer, updated stuff. And we have people, you know, I'm on Facebook, so a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, when's your grand opening? I'm like, I don't know yet. We just barely got this ready. Like, slow down. Like, I know you guys,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, so the online experience will augment, you know, the brick and mortar experience, right? So your customer will essentially get, you know, help and get to look at your products and to be reminded and to be able to connect 24/7 even when the store is closed, right? So.
Yes, exactly. So like before, you know, that's why I think we were very limited to the brick and mortar, because once a client goes out the door, usually that night, you know, they usually have questions or like, what the heck happened? Or, you know, I can't remember this and that. And I've, you know, I feel with the online presence with the store, you know, people in the middle of the night were like, oh, hey, I remember this question I didn't remember earlier, and they could contact us that way so that they are always connected with us.
So, Michelle, right now you're in between, right? Your brick and mortar is being rebuilt or built new, and now you're working from your home, and we're in the middle of this world situation. I don't want to say the word. And how do you define work? How do you balance all of that from home, from your home office, and then also managing the store being built?
It's a very good question, because honestly, I don't know how I do it. I just do it. I have learned, I'm gonna get emotional. I've always been a very adaptable person. Always. No matter how hard things have gotten, how much pressure, I've always been the person to look at it, face it, and conquer it. And no, I've always have not done it perfectly. I don't see them as mistakes in my past. I see them as lessons and finding a way to get back up and make it better the next time. And with, you know, having 6 kids, a new grandbaby, a husband, this is why it's chaotic behind me, because this was and will be again my home office, because I do personal development stuff. I do a lot of inner work stuff. And so I kind of like shoved, well, I can't even see it. Well, that's my art section. I've kind of just shoved that out of the way, knowing that this is just temporary. And I'd never wanted to abandon my customers. I have a very close bond with my customers and with my clients. And when clients come to me and they're with me for a couple hours at a time, one-on-one, when they leave, I give them a hug. I love them. And I never wanted that to stop. So that's why I kind of just, again, adapted and shoved all my personal stuff out of the way, brought our headquarters, our store, our front register, our shipping, and just making the best of what I possibly can with what I've been handed in this time of fear in our world. And I've chosen this not as a back step of life, what a lot of people have in 2020, but for me, it has been the ultimate opportunity to shine my light in the darkness and allow other people to find their light no matter what, and to also learn, like, if I could do it and I could be adaptable with all my past lessons in life, that anybody can do it if they really, really want to make it work.
Wow. That's
Wow.
very powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's amazing that you can be very vulnerable and very strong at the same time. You know,
It's taken me a lot to learn that vulnerability is actually true strength. I'm now a crier a lot. I'm a very emotional, and I've learned I that's what people need to see, is the strength in vulnerability.
That's a beautiful thing to say. And for your customers that are watching you right now, that's probably why they love you and why they want to always do business with you, right? Because they see that you are very true to yourself. So how long, your mother started the company, or your dad, and your mom took over, and now you are pretty much slated to take over it as well, or what's that role like right now?
Well,
and how long have you been with AvivaBleu?
Okay, so to start with the last question, I've been with AvivaBleu, as a corporation, since I was a teenager, legally since I was 18. So it's been a few years. I will be 41 next month. So I want to say it's probably 23-ish years, I don't know, that I've been with, very hands-on with our company. My late stepfather, he, I want to say, my oldest or youngest would be 12. So probably like a good 10 years ago, he retired and stepped away from seeing the clients. And that's when I stepped up in the role of being the naturopathic in the store and taking that part on. So for about 10 years, I've done that. And then more recently, when he did pass, my mother took over the corporation part, and I pretty much do everything else from HR to ordering to customer service to train, everything in between I do. But I feel like my role is being the best example and the best leader I can, because I can't expect my team members, and I don't call my girls employees or my gentlemen my employee, they are my team members, because teamwork is what makes our dream work. It's not just one. There's no I in team, it's we. And so my biggest role, I would say, would be being the best team leader I possibly can.
What are some of the ways that you motivate your team? Like, what do you guys do? Do you do fun things? Do you do, those type of team building activities?
I wish I did more team building activities. I right now really, I'll read a book or I'll do many courses I've done, and I will sit down with my team and be like, look, this is what I learned. I want to share it with you and get your perspectives and your opinions on what I would like to try. So let's try this, and if it doesn't work, let's try this if it doesn't work. Because I feel like we always, again, need to be adaptable, because not everybody learns the same. Not everybody perceives things the same. So when we have our store, I sit at my desk and we all sit around and we kind of powwow and figure out, what's working, what's not working, and get suggestions from them. And I do sometimes give them an assignment of a book. It's usually a self-development book. And I'm like, okay, this week it's going to be chapter 1, and you read it, and let's, we all go through, like, hey, what did you get from this? What didn't you like from this? And what are you taking from this?
Okay.
You
So
have
what's your favorite book? I'm sorry. What's your favorite book right now?
My favorite book right now is probably not your mainstream. It's called What the Moon Said. It's very spiritual and inner work. My second one is called You Are Enough. Panache is his first name. I cannot pronounce his last name, but it's really about getting to your authentic birthright self and doing what you're supposed to do on this earth. If it's, climbing a corporate ladder, or if it's doing community work, like everybody on this earth, we all have what we're designed to do. And it's really just doing the best that we can for ourselves so that we can help other people.
I love that. What would you say would be the best part of your job? What do you love the most?
Was this where I'm going to get emotional? Again.
Sorry. I'm going to
My-
be Barbara Walters. I'm going to make everyone that we interview cry on camera.
Mine would be the connection to people. It's definitely the connection to people, because especially my my one-on-one clients, like I know their family, I know their sisters, I know their children, I know their worst fears, I know their highlights of their life. Like we're very connected to where if I see them in a store, they'll yell from far away, Michelle, is that you? And I'm like, yes, it's me. Come give me a hug. How are you? And it's just really that heart to heart, that soul to soul connection that I form with people that allow me to help them help themselves, and that they trust me.
Okay. So would you say that that's a big part of the success of the company? You've been with the company over 20 years. Obviously, it's, everyone knows your company. Would you say that that's a big part of it?
I would, because originally back when my stepfather, Jack Richardson, helped build this company to what it is today, we were a person-to-person business. That was part of our motto, was we are not the drugstore at the corner that you just go in the aisle, you have no idea what the heck you're looking for. We are the company that helps a person-to-person listen and to help what they need help with, even though there's so many different options out in the world, especially nowadays in 2020, that you could come to one of us that's a distributor with our company, and we're going to be educated in what you need. And if we don't know, we are going to go elsewhere and make sure that we get the help, we can get for you. It's not just about, I'm the winner and I know what it is. It's like, no, like if I don't know, I'm going to go and seek help somewhere else to help them.
Great.
That's how trust is formed, right? Being able to say, I don't know, but I'll get back to you shortly with the answer.
Yes. And I'm always honest about that. Like if someone asks me, and some clients do have back in the day, I didn't know better, has my cell phone number. And, they'll text me, in the middle of the night sometimes. They'll be like, oh my gosh, this is going on. And I'm like, oh, I've never heard of that. I don't know. I think this is what happened, but you know what? Let me find out some more details and I'll get back to you, because I don't want to give a half answer just to satisfy my ego. I always am on to like, hey, I don't know, but let me get back to you.
So I want to talk about, I know you're in the middle of rebranding, you're now on social media, and everything seems to be going great. Where do you see AvivaBleu in the next 5 or 10 years? What are some of the things that you're doing that you want people to know about AvivaBleu?
I think with AvivaBleu's future, I see us really being successful in our new location, a new, brighter rebranding. It's time to keep moving forward. And I love our new name. Aviva is life and vibrant. And I just feel that with the new branding, I feel that it's just a higher frequency of energy. And with our new location, I really, really look forward to opening new locations. And this first new rebranding of our baby store is a good foundation of multiple different stores. My goal would be to have multiple stores in multiple states.
What do you look for in a person when you're hiring? You know, as your company grows and you're going to expand across the country, maybe, what do you look for in a person?
One would be great personality, someone that looks at life as it's happening for them, not to them, someone that is okay with taking self-responsibility, someone that is willing to learn something that they don't learn and to be happy about it, and a team player, someone that wants to do their part of being in the team and not always having to be right, but finding the solution.
You were saying that the reason that we're here, we all have to find our purpose, right? So is this what you've always thought you were going to be doing? Is this your purpose? What is your exact purpose that you would say?
My exact purpose is, it's probably a little bit deeper than you're expecting, but it's really to raise a collective consciousness of this universe. Is for us to all do our part, that we are all connected, and we are all responsible for everything that happens in this world, good or bad, because we are one human race, period. We are one human race, and as long as we continue to choose kindness and love, then that will continue our beautiness of this world, and to save our world, to save our planet, you know, save our oceans, to save our air, to save the animals of this world. I'm a huge animal person. And I love people, and I just want people to know that they are enough.
You know, every day it is another day for us to do something better, greater, something that we didn't get accomplished yesterday. And I always tell people life is short, right? And so when you're given another day to make the best of it and make things happen every day, you know? So I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, so in regards to your business, if you were given $2 million today, what would you do with that? How innovative would you be? What would you like to see?
I would definitely open up multiple locations, and probably a lot bigger than what we're able to right now, to be able to service more and to have more services within our store, and to be able to welcome community to be a part of it. I believe community is a huge, huge part of any success. And to really grow the connection again with what we're doing with health. Like, I know it probably sounds cliche to some people, but I believe I've always been doing God's work, because herbs and vitamins are natural. They're not man-made. They're made from our Creator, and they grow from our earth with our sun and our water that's provided for us. And by me being able to help somebody help themselves with the medicine that's natural to this earth is what it's all about. It's about looking inwards and like, okay, I could heal myself if I could feed my body what it needs to be fed. And people don't realize that our bodies are this amazing designed fleshed vehicle. And if we could feed our bodies what it needs, we can heal ourselves.
If you can damage your body, you can also heal your body by eating the right things and not eating the wrong things. I totally believe that.
And that's one of the things that my late stepfather taught me was it's about balance. And that's balance in life with everything. Yeah. And a lot of nature people, we say it's a 90-10. Well, I go more on the 20-80%. So it's 80% of what we're doing on a consistent basis is what our health is, inside, outside, mentally, emotionally. So it's like you need to have the balance of having the ice cream every once in a while and indulging in those things, because that's not the 20% isn't what we're doing every day. So I always tell my clients, pick your poison. Pick your poison. My poison, I will never give up chips. I don't care what you say. I'm never giving up chips and rice. I freaking love rice. Okay, well, those are two major carbs. So it's like, no, you just told me I can't have chips and salsa. See you later.
I hear you. We're Asian, so I think we were born to eat rice.
Well, I consider myself a Heinz 97. So I have a lot of different bloodlines in me. So that's why I get so fun because I love food. Like, I love food. I love food. So it is, it's just like, you know, having the joyous and indulgence, you know, and like you were saying, don't beat yourself up about it. I just recently last week, I've learned how to have like deep embodied compassion for myself and not to be so hard on myself. I think if I could add, I've also learned recently is to take the opportunity to actually listen and not listen to have a response. Yes. And before I was always a very defensive person. I took everything personally. And now it's like, it's because I'm always listening to respond. So if I just stop, slow down, and actually listen to what the words are being spoken, and then take a moment and then have the response instead of like, oh, she said this. Okay, this is my response. This is my response. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure. So I have one more question. And for those that are listening who wants to know how they can get into, you know, this business, and if they want to be an entrepreneur, I mean, that's a two-part question, but like, what would the advice that you would give them? You're a mom, a first-time grandma, you have, you know, 6 kids, you're opening a store, you're at home, and all kinds of things that are going on. Like, what advice would you give that person?
I would say sit down with yourself, get quiet, make a list of the things that they desire, and set a outcome goal. Not just like, oh, I want $1 million. Like actual say, I want $1 million by this date. And then say, okay, next question, how am I going to get this? And then do reverse. Just like reverse psychology, you reverse engineer what that is. So say if it's someone that wants to get into an entrepreneur with herbs and vitamins, be like, okay, what's your end goal? Hopefully one is going to be health of themselves, but also to help others. So it's like, okay, this is what I want to do. Set an actual date, an amount of what you want to be making, and then let's start engineering that.
Thank you, Michelle. That was really great advice. And before we let you go, let me just, again, do some housekeeping rules. Thank you so much for joining us today. And everyone out there who's listening, how can they get a hold of you if they want to ask you questions, if they have, you know, they want to learn more about their holistic side and natural herbs and things like that?
The best way, if you want direct contact, would be Michelle at AvivaBleu.com. And we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, and then soon we'll be having our AvivaBleu.com so that you could contact us there and, you know, look around and see, you know, if we're a fit for you, and you could further contact us that way.
Perfect. Thank you for that. And everyone, don't forget again to follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is called Coffee Tech Talk, and across all of our social media at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Coffee Tech Talk. And you can also send questions and talk to us at connect@coffeetechtalk.show. So other than that, Michelle, thank you for being with us. Jay, do you have anything else to say?
See you next time.
Awesome. See you next time, everyone.